Welcome everybody to more of The Witness here on Additional Pylons Games. So, quick update before we get into the episode. Unfortunately, it seems that I lost an episode's worth of content somewhere in the editing process. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I had my audio recording all set. Everything was good. But for some reason or other, the video recording just got deleted. I'm not sure where it went. I checked all my files. I checked everywhere where I put files. It's just gone. It's just straight gone. So, in sum, basically got out of the other part of the jungle pretty nicely, pretty quick. Only took a minute or two to figure out the gate once I kind of had took another perspective on it, and then went down to the movie theater, watched this really strange clip of a dude walking back and forth with a candle. I don't know. It's kind of strange. Anyways, I'm sure that I'll try and watch it on another episode here, coming up in the future, and then after that we came back here to the jungle to start solving a few more puzzles. So. That's where we pick it up now, and hopefully you guys can forgive the minor mishap and keep enjoying some more of the Witness content here on APG. Welcome back, everybody, to more of The Witness here on Additional Pylons Games. We're continuing our Let's Play of The Witness. No spoilers, no cheats, no nothing like that. So, with that said, if you do have anything to say, any comments to post below, please, no spoilers. No spoilers. No cheats, no nothing, okay? I want to complete this game unadulterated as best of my ability. So... and I literally read every comment, so please do not, no spoilers, please. Anyways, so we're here on these sound puzzles, and we're trying to figure out this last one right here. So, gonna wait patiently for some clear bird noises to come through. So, up, down, middle. Is what I'm hearing, but is there another bird that I should be listening to? I'm just thinking that maybe that first bird that I'm hearing, like the bird that I'm hearing more repeatedly, is actually the one that I should be ignoring. One, two, three, 1, 2. Huh. Yes! That was it. The main bird that I was hearing was the one that I was supposed to be ignoring. Interesting. Okay. Let's follow the purple line and see where it leads. It leads somewhere up there. Okay. So we've got caves. Got creepy bamboo sounds. Okay, more broken bamboo over there. And just to take a quick look over here. Are there any environmental puzzles? That kind of looks like one. I don't know. Alright, moving on. So the purple line comes up here. And looks like we've got some sort of bamboo maze that we're traversing. Okay, we've got this weird spirally tree that seems to be emitting a low noise. Alright, we've got an overlook here. Huh. That's more broken bamboo, but it's growing back. Okay, so my guess is that there's something out here that we could be... some environmental puzzle that we could be solving, or something. What would that be? We already used this big thing. the elevator out there. I don't know. Got the tree over there. Or maybe it's just a really nice overlook. I'm just skeptical of anything being just a really nice overlook in this game, though. Because I feel like everything was done here intentionally. Alright. The path would be the obvious place. Also, that's like a nice little... It seems almost too neat, those 6 rocks that are all... Or the 7 rocks that are all there in a cone shape. Like, I feel like those are puzzles. There's another one right over there. If you've ever seen pictures of Giant's Causeway in... I think it's in Ireland. Ireland or Scotland. That's very much what it looks like. These types of rocks. Alright, let's continue onwards. But note that I am suspicious of this place. Very suspicious. Also says, oh, hold on. Ah, yes. Yeah. There we go. Look to the skies. Alright. That's nothing. Okay, so this is by the river, and we've got an audio recording here. Let's listen in.
If we were not able or did not desire to look in any new direction, if we did not have a doubt or recognize ignorance, we would not get any new ideas. There would be nothing worth checking because we would know what is true. So what we call scientific knowledge today is a body of statements of varying degrees of certainty. Some of them are most unsure, some of them are nearly sure, but none is absolutely certain. Scientists are used to this. We know that it is consistent to be able to live and not know. Some people say, how can you live without knowing? I do not know what they mean. I always live without knowing. That is easy. How you get to know is what I want to know. This freedom to doubt is an important matter in the sciences, and I believe in other fields. It was born of a struggle. It was a struggle to be permitted to doubt, to be unsure. And I do not want us to forget the importance of the struggle, and by default, to let the thing fall away. I feel a responsibility as a scientist who knows the great value of a satisfactory philosophy of ignorance, and the progress made possible by such a philosophy. Progress which is the fruit of freedom of thought. I feel a responsibility to proclaim the value of this freedom and to teach that doubt is not to be feared, but that it is to be welcomed as the possibility of a new potential for human beings. If you know that you are not sure, you have a chance to improve the situation. I want to demand this freedom for future generations. Richard Feynman, 1963.
Wow. Okay, a lot to take in. So, as we do, first of all, I correctly predicted that there would be a door here, and also, surprisingly, it would seem that we've got another laser to fire off. So let's watch that happen. Richard Feynman, I have heard of him before. So as someone who has a background in science, I agree that certainty is, how do I say this? Absolute certainty is the mark of, this is going to be a divisive statement. Absolute certainty is the mark of the ignorant. It's one of those things where you can't, I don't know. That sounds really divisive, and it probably is. But the reality is that there are very few things in this world that you can be 100% certain on, if anything. And part of what he said there, you know, in science, obviously, uncertainty and doubt are healthy because they do drive scientific innovation. They drive us to ask questions. They drive us to, all right, They drive us to fire lasers at rocky things up in the sky. All right, so that apparently is the jungle done. It seems relatively short. Maybe it's just because of the types of puzzles that were available. But I have a hard time believing that that's it. I also have a hard time believing that there's only one of these sky things to look up at. One of the puzzles. Anyways, also, I know for a fact that there are more puzzles because like that wire down there goes like into the rocks. So there has to be something underground that we can. Oh. There has to be something underground, I would think. I don't know. Okay. Maybe we'll have to save that for a future area to go to. So scientific certainty, you know, is very hard to establish in any capacity. But I think it's also valuable in other areas of life too. Just doubts about, you know, presuppositions is a big thing. Doubts about, you know, doubts about ways of thinking. Doubts about even religion and faith. Which, as someone who is religious themselves, it's something like absolute certainty is something that's okay. I'm going back to the swamp just to outline that. Anyways, it's just certainty is one of those things that like people in lots of communities make it seem as though if you have any doubt whatsoever, you are no longer like you don't have like your faith is in anything in your belief in anything is skewered, basically, which I find very disturbing. Like, it's healthy to have doubt. It's healthy to not know for certain, because what that means is if you don't know for certain, you should go and find out for certain. You should go and find out what it is that you think, what it is that you believe. Alright. Sorry, that just looks like an environmental puzzle waiting to happen. And that... Holy cow. This is like a whole huge area. Goodness gracious. Wow. Wow-wee. Anyways, so those are probably some really rough thoughts. I would say that definitely not articulating them perfectly, just because I am focused half on this game, half on trying to speak to you guys. Okay, so I'm definitely missing something here. Like, we don't have power coming from this direction. Huh. The swamp has stumped me for a while, and I'm not happy about that. Very not happy about it. There seems to be... Okay. There's a puzzle over there. Those gates. How do I... Like, there's a gate through here. How do I get there? I think I have to go up and around on the mountain, potentially. So just to point out where what I'm talking about. Right through there. Right there. There's a gate right there. And I'm not really sure how to get there except by... Also, there's a gap. There's something in there, too. Inside the mountain. Inside the mountain is probably one of the most interesting places that we can... And I feel like there should be something that goes here, too. These things. Am I supposed to interact with you somehow? Alright. Okay, so... We've done all those. Ooh. Okay. Ah! Okay. Let's try it like this then. What if I... do this? Oh, no, okay, yep. I screwed that up. That is correct. So I want to do... like this. Ha! Yes! Okay. Now I got it. Ah, that makes more sense. Much more sense. Also, this looks like an environmental puzzle. Okay. So I think that plus that equals a dot on the ground that we're supposed to follow. We should get another environmental. This looks like an environmental puzzle. Definitely. Also looks like this has opened up new opportunities for exploring in the swamp, which I'm excited about. Yeah, let's just stand over here real quick. No? Well, it definitely looks like an environmental puzzle. Speaking of, we'll keep our eyes out for some of those here in the swamp. Interesting. Okay. Gate is locked from up there. That's fine. So I figured I just wanted to check it real quick. Alright, up the steps, and let's see what the gazebo up here has for us. Okay. So we've got another entrance back there. I just want to take a quick look over. Yeah, just kind of overlooking a little bit. So these puzzles will unlock that down there. That will unlock this area. And then we'll be able to... I don't know exactly. This thing is still separated from the rest of... So there has to be some sort of... Oh, okay. I bet you that these platforms right here come out. Or something like that. Because... I don't know. That's just my guess. Okay. So, puzzle time. Let's start with this one back here. Ah, Tetris puzzles. Ugh, always been a nightmare for me. Okay. So we got that. Okay. All right. Okay. So so this will come down here, and so this one has to be right here. That's the only place it'll fit. Again, this one has to be right here. It's the only place it'll fit. And this one has to be right here. It's the only place it will fit. So we know that basically this line has to come here to end. So maybe tracing it from the back makes the most sense. So it has to come here to end. Come over. And my guess is that it comes here like this, goes down. Okay. So let's give that a shot. Okay, there we go. And this seems to be the exact same puzzle. Oh, it's not. Okay. It has one fewer grid item, which changes everything. So it comes here. Yeah. Okay, so we need to cut out these two boxes here and these two boxes here. Because this one is here, this one is here, and this one is here. This has to be the correct position for this one. Okay, so we need to cut out these two boxes. How do we do that? That's not gonna work. Yeah. See, that leaves this guy with extra space. Or am I getting this? No. Am I getting it wrong? Well, obviously I'm getting it wrong. What if did it like this. I'm just thinking of trying to combine these areas, but I don't know if they work. Alright, let's try actually outlining. Okay, actually outlining that does not work. Actually outlining this also doesn't work because it blocks off our exit, and we still have these two blocks up top that need to be gotten rid of. So this doesn't work, and this doesn't work. What about this? Still doesn't work. So we've got these two extra blocks down here. My thought was to somehow make it so that this block goes like here. Like that's fulfilled right there, and then these... Like, the area would look like that. But that doesn't work because it excludes the actual block that has to be here. So this one... So that doesn't work. This, again, has to be right here. So the end has to be this part right here. I knew that wouldn't work. Alright, I'm going to try some of these puzzles over here, just to warm up a little bit. And then we'll come back to that one. Give my brain a little bit of time to rest. Okay. So this is looking like... Here? No, that doesn't work. Okay, so 1, 2... Okay, so these guys have to be in this area. This one has to be in that area. How do we... These Tetris puzzles are probably the ones that are giving me the most trouble. Like, out of any puzzle type. I've had troubles with others in the past, but these ones, for whatever reason, are just a doozy for me. I don't know why. Well, I've talked about this in past videos, but I know exactly why. It's because basically, the way that the brain works, you don't differentiate, or your brain doesn't generalize specific tasks, problem-solving tasks. It compartmentalizes them for faster retrieval, but that can be a little bit annoying when you're trying to do stuff like The Witness. Okay, so this one has to be here because it has to be included in these blocks. I don't think that you can have these blocks overlap. See, that's obviously where I would want to go. So let's try going the opposite way is not going to work either. Hold on. These shapes are overlapping. That's an issue. What if we did like this? On the bottom, and we would want to do 3 here, and I can't. Alright, I feel like that was closer. So basically putting the 4 down here and then putting the 3 stacks up top. So if we did it like this, again, this is where I would want to separate them. And that's not going to work because that needs to be included. Never mind. So putting a 3 here. Sorry. That's a 3 now. There we go. Alright. Try it again. This time we can't go through the middle. So we can go as such. No, sorry. Messed that up. Or like that. Okay. One block. That's interesting. Okay. So this is 4. We've got 5 here in a row. So can you just do like okay. So Alright. Alright. So these blocks have to be included in the shape. So they have they have to be included in the enclosed shape, but we can move these pieces around. So let's try it like this. Man, that's a real problem. Okay, so that is not going to work because we've got an extra square here. One of these is extra squares. So the idea that I'm having is to try and stack them somehow. Again, so we know that these 3 blocks have to be included. And okay. Alright. Let's try real quick coming back to this one. So same thing, we might be able to move the position of these around a little bit. So we've got, we could do 3 here and 3 here with this. The problem is then, no. Oh yeah, the problem is that this has not been is not included in that shape then. If we just try doing it like this, that's not going to work because then we've got these extra blocks up here up top that need to be undone. So what if we try flipping these 2 shapes here? So this shape will go up top, this shape goes on the bottom, and then that just creates an absolutely bonkers situation where we need to block off. Well, maybe not. There it is. That was it. Yep. Flip them. Flip them good. Okay, so what do we got down here? We have a nice overview of the treehouse, which I'm a big fan of. The tree houses, I think they look really neat. Okay, so just take a quick break here from all the mental exercises with the Tetris blocks over there, and just kind of appreciate the view a little bit, and also see if there's any environmental puzzles that we can discover over here, because I feel like that's what this kind of is an opportunity for. Look both at the reflection as well as the actual item up above. There's more over this way. Also got the shipwreck back there. That sounded like metallic. Something metallic that I just stepped on. These reflections are a bit wonky. Like, that's a little bit wonky. There's all these... Like, that's weird. There should be more branches coming out and going into the water in the reflection. Maybe it's just my... Oh, hey! Ah, there is something back here. Another audio clip. Let's listen in.
We have 2 kinds of knowledge which I call symbolic and intimate. I do not know whether it would be correct to say that reasoning is only applicable to symbolic knowledge, but the more customary forms of reasoning have been developed for symbolic knowledge only. The intimate knowledge will not submit to codification and analysis, or rather, when we attempt to analyze it, the intimacy is lost and replaced by symbolism. For an illustration, let us consider humor. I suppose that humor can be analyzed to some extent and the essential ingredients of the different kinds of wit classified. Suppose that we are offered an alleged joke. We subject it to scientific analysis as we would a chemical salt of doubtful nature, and perhaps after careful consideration, we are able to confirm that it really and truly is a joke. Logically, I suppose, our next procedure would be to laugh. But it may certainly be predicted that as the result of this scrutiny, we shall have lost all inclination we ever had to laugh at it. It simply does not do to expose the workings of a joke. The classification concerns a symbolic knowledge of humor, which preserves all the characteristics of a joke except its laughableness. The real appreciation must come spontaneously, not introspectively. I think this is a not unfair analogy for our mystical feeling for nature, and I would venture even to apply it to our mystical experience of God. There are some to whom the sense of a divine presence irradiating the soul is one of the most obvious things of experience. In their view, a man without this sense is to be regarded as we regard a man without a sense of humor. The absence as a kind of mental deficiency. We may try to analyze the experience as we analyze humor and construct a theology, or it may be an atheistic philosophy. But let us not forget that the theology is symbolic knowledge, whereas the experience is intimate knowledge. And as laughter cannot be compelled by the scientific exposition of the structure of a joke, so a philosophic discussion of the attributes of God, or an impersonal substitute, is likely to miss the intimate response of the spirit, which is the central point of the religious experience. Arthur Eddington, 1927.
Very interesting. So I've got 2 points on that. First of all, I had a friend in college who was very interested in humor, a good buddy of mine, and he actually, you can actually study jokes. There's this, so let me do this real quick. All right, let's, that tree right there. So basically, there's 2 constructions of a joke, and jokes either go like this. So you've got this line right here, where people think this is what is to be expected, and the speaker, they either come in and they come very close to what is expected, and then they bounce away, and that's what makes the joke funny. Is because you lead people into an expectation, and then you lead them away very quickly and very humorously, or you take that line and you go just like boom, like you literally crossing the line, but you cross the line and go not just at their expectations, but whatever happened goes well and beyond those expectations. So these are those disaster stories where yes, this happened, but it just got so much worse, as opposed to these are the so it basically forms a K. So you've got these K type jokes, where these are more of what you find with stand-up comedians, where it's they lead you into this one thought or this one pattern, and then they bounce you away. So anyways, you can study a joke, and I kind of agree that studying studying the structure of a joke doesn't take away from the experience of an individual joke itself. It helps you to understand it, which I think is my next point, is that the study of mental philosophy and your thoughts about religion and God and faith and all that sort of stuff, studying it doesn't necessarily in the same way that studying the structure of jokes doesn't necessarily add or take away from your spiritual experience of a deity, if you believe in that. In the same way, studying philosophy and theology doesn't necessarily add or take away from your experience of the divine. So basically, you can have I guess kind of putting this into layman's terms would be, you can have a lot of head knowledge about theology, whether that's Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, Christianity, whatever it may be. You can have a lot of head knowledge about that religion, but that doesn't mean that you've gone through and you've experienced the divine properties of the deity or the being that religion worship, or non-worship, in the case of atheists or, you know, everyone else who's out there. So I don't know. It's kind of like separating the. It's separating the. I don't know. It's kind of this dual nature. You've got the. Again, we've got some useful. You've got like the study of something and then the experience of something. So you could not study something ever and have a really deep experience with it, and vice versa. You could study the hell out of something and never actually experience it for yourself. Anyways, so that got a little bit long, got a little winded. If you disagree or agree with anything that I say, please, you know, feel free to leave a comment. I always appreciate any comments, any feedback that you guys give. In particular, remember, let's be cordial, let's be civil, and also, please, no spoilers. 0 spoilers when it comes to comments. Alright, I'm just going to do some quick exploration here. There's probably some stuff that I'm missing. This tree, for whatever reason, I feel like he looks like a ent. I don't know, these just look like feet to me. So I'm just kind of quickly exploring what it is that's back here. Okay, so this leads back to the dock here, where we can take Mr. McBoatface around the area, and also leads back to this really cool statue here. I really like this. Let me just get the look at that. I really enjoy that. The different perspective that you can take. There we go. So anyways, that's a nice place for us to end this episode up. So again, if you have any comments, anything like that, be civil, and please no spoilers. Absolutely no spoilers. It really means a lot to me to allow me to go through this Let's Play with as little outside knowledge as possible, and try and figure it out for myself. So thanks again for tuning in, and be sure to hit like and subscribe. Check out some of the other videos on the channel, and have a great day. We'll see you again soon here on APG.